love it not. So they that fear God, love not the abominations. So if you fear God, if you follow God, if you love God, you got to look at what he says in abomination, and you got to stay way away from it. Christ! Who's the king? Christ! Who's the king? Christ! I know it.
We calling out, we crying aloud on the highways and hedges, repent or die. We give
Benjamin, which is the West Indians, Levi, which are the Haitians, and then Judah, that's the American black.
We crying aloud, oh Israel, repent or die.
Do you know your father? According to the Bible. No, your physical father, earthly father. Is he a so-called black man? Where's he from?
Jesus is Lord. Oh, Jesus is Lord. Jesus is Lord. Oh, so get your mind right.
My fierce anger for all the earth, everywhere you go. I don't care how many so-called white people got these bunkers. All the earth shall be devoured. Shall be what? Devoured. You ever seen a pit bull by the pool? You ever seen that? It ain't a pretty sight, is it? That's what's gonna happen.
Get your mind right. Get your mind right.
Said that we have to keep his laws in order to be righteous. But when we go to the church, they don't teach us what the laws of God are. Right. And so we walk around in sin, not knowing that we're sinning. We think we're righteous because we go into the church, we pay tithes, we praise God, but we don't know that we're in sin because we're not taught the laws. So we're going to bring the law out, and hopefully you're not offended by it because we're reading directly out of the Bible, and this is to edify you, to teach you some of the laws of God. Go ahead and read this.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 22. Verse 5, the woman shall not wear that which pertaineth unto a man, neither shall a man put on a woman's garment.
So it's saying the woman shouldn't wear that which pertaineth unto a man, neither should a man put on a woman's garment. Let me ask you this, what's a woman's garment that a man shouldn't wear? A dress. And now we see out here in America now, I don't know if you probably a little older, you might not listen to rap music, but you got a lot of the young rappers now, they're wearing dresses. Okay, we even got it where the government has made it legal for men to marry men, women to marry women. And so the Bible is saying that men are supposed to put on dresses. Okay, so now what do women wear that pertain to men or belong to men that they're not supposed to wear? Do you know? Exactly. They're not supposed to wear pants. Because when women wear pants, it puts a masculine spirit on them. Right. When men wear dresses, it puts an effeminate spirit on them. And it says, and matter of fact, get me 1 Corinthians 6 and 9. It says that men that are effeminate and women that are masculine, it says that people in sin are not going to inherit the kingdom of heaven. I think that's all what we want, is we all try to get the kingdom of heaven. Go ahead, read.
1 Corinthians chapter 6, verse 9. Know ye not that the unrighteous shall not inherit the kingdom of God.
So it says, know ye not that the unrighteous. Now we just read in Deuteronomy 6 and 25 that the righteous, to be righteous, you have to keep the laws of God. So it's saying that the unrighteous shall not what?
Inherit the kingdom of God.
Shall not inherit the kingdom of God. Keep reading.
Be not deceived, neither fornicators.
So it says, be not deceived. When you go to church and they don't teach you the laws of God, you're being deceived. Right. Okay? Keep reading.
Neither fornicators.
So it's saying neither fornicators. People that's running around, they sleeping with everybody, they doing all kind of wickedness. It says they're not going to get the kingdom of heaven.
Nor idolaters.
No idolaters. Idolatry is, a lot of our people don't realize that they're in idolatry. But by teaching them the laws of God, they're going to find out they're in idolatry. We got a holiday, a so-called holiday that's coming up next week, out of the 31st, Halloween. That's celebrating Samhain. That's idolatry. When you celebrate Thanksgiving, that's idolatry. Right. When you celebrate Christmas, that's idolatry.
Right.
Okay, because those holidays are not in the Bible. The Bible gives us high holy days to celebrate, such as the Passover. Okay, such as the Feast of Tabernacles, the Feast of Dedication. These are the things that God gave us to celebrate. But man has deceived us and given us his holidays, which are not in the Bible. But keep reading.
Nor adulterers.
Nor adulterers. Men that are running around, women that are running around, sleeping around, cheating on their spouses, they're not going to get the kingdom of heaven.
Nor effeminate.
Nor effeminate. You know what it means to be effeminate? That's a man that acts like a woman. Okay, he's wearing dresses, or he might not even wear a dress. You see these men walking around, they got blonde hair, they got these skinny jeans on, they switching around. They're effeminate men. It says they're not going to get the kingdom of heaven. Keep reading.
Nor abusers of themselves with mankind.
Nor abusers of themselves with mankind. Get me, and that means homosexuality. Get me Leviticus 18 and 22. And we're going to show you that the Most High God did not sanction or give us, he didn't tell us to be homosexuals. He told us not to participate in homosexual activity. And you know and I know, in Baltimore, that's a heavy thing that's going on. That's a big thing out here. Go ahead and read.
Leviticus chapter 18, verse 22. Thou shalt not lie with mankind as with womankind.
So
it is an abomination.
So it's saying thou shalt not lie with mankind as with womankind. It says it's an abomination. Okay, do you know what an abomination is? Okay. It says that thou shalt not lie with mankind as with womankind. It's saying that men are not supposed to lay with men as they would lay with a woman. Okay? Meaning homosexuality. That's against the laws of God. We just read that those that go against the laws of God will not get the kingdom of heaven. All right? Go bring that out.
Revelation chapter 21, verse 8. But the fearful and unbelieving and the abominable and murderers and whoremongers and sorcerers and idolaters and all liars shall have their part in the lake of fire.
We're going to have to break that down. Okay, read that slow. I think they got to hear this. Bring it out again. Read it again. Call it and read it.
Revelation chapter 21, verse 8.
So this is the book of Revelation, the last book of the Bible. Okay? And it's saying who is not going to get the kingdom of heaven. Go ahead, read it.
But the fearful and unbelieving.
The fearful and unbelieving. It says that God didn't give us a spirit of fear. Okay? So we're not supposed to be walking around in fear. When you got the commandments, when you keep the commandments, it puts a spirit of boldness on you. Okay, go ahead, keep reading.
And the abominable and murderers and whoremongers.
It says, and murderers. Okay, it tells us we're not supposed to murder our brothers and sisters. I think, was it last weekend before last, Baltimore had, was it 60 murders? Okay, the most in U.S. history in one weekend or in 1 month. We're killing each other at a crazy rate. But then, you know, Freddie Gray died. What they do? They burn down the CVS. But we kill each other every day. Where's everybody marching? How we think these other nations don't respect us when we don't respect ourselves?
Right.
So if I kill my brother, nobody say nothing. But if a white man kill us, then everybody marching and we ready to burn it down.
No other race have been indoctrinated as much as us.
That's true.
Hold on, that's 400 years of conditioning, so you really can't say what we doing is wrong.
Now, I can say what you're doing is wrong, but you're absolutely right on the conditioning. You're absolutely right about that.
So, like, if we've been conditioned for 400 years, no other race have been conditioned for 400 years, don't you expect this to happen? Don't you expect
I do
this to
expect it to happen, but let me tell you why I expect it to happen. I expect it to happen because our people are not being taught who they are. Our people don't know that this Bible is our heritage. We think that a white man has this book.
Have you ever studied frequencies and vibrations? Have you ever studied frequencies and vibrations?
Okay.
Freaking and vibing. Freaking and vibing. Freaking and vibing in these, baby.
Okay, let me show you something.
Hold on. Maybe it don't shake that frequency or that vibration. See, now we have to get into science with our people because science.
Let me show you
Hold on.
Let
Let me finish. But we are people of nature, and we have to start using science to get our people out of this.
No, we're spiritual people. Let me show you something. Do you know that you're an Israelite according to the Bible? So first of all, before you get into anything else, we gotta know who you are. If you don't know who you are, you know what they said, you don't know who you are, but you don't know where you're going.
I'm in
Okay, so we're going to show you how I put in the Bible. Give me the book of Deuteronomy. Give me the book of Deuteronomy.
No, explain. Hold on. Explain me in Revelations. Explain me in Revelations.
Wait.
Explain that I am Jesus Christ.
28, verse 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
So this is Moses speaking to the children of Israel in the wilderness. And he's telling them that these things are going to come to pass, okay, if they don't listen to the words of God. And he's about to tell you everything that's going on in our communities today. This is a prophecy that was prophesied thousands of years ago, okay?
To observe, to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day.
So it's saying that he's commanding us to keep all his laws and statutes, okay, that he's commanding to the children of Israel. This is what Moses is giving to them. He's saying that if we don't do these things, that all these curses are going to come upon our people, okay?
That all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
Now listen to these curses. Now wait, brother. Listen to these curses and tell me, do they not apply to the black people walking around today? Okay. First of all, give me 46. Give me 46.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 46. And they shall be upon thee for a sign and for a wonder, and upon thy seed forever.
So it's saying that these curses that we're about to bring out is going to be upon the children of Israel for a sign. Okay? A sign is something that tells you what something is. It tells you which way to go. It identifies something. And it's saying these curses that are on the children of Israel is to let them know in the last days who they are, so they can wake up. Okay? Now go back and give me verse 32.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 32. Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people.
It says thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people. When we were brought over here in slavery, were not our sons and daughters given to another people? Our sons and daughters were given to another people. As a matter of fact, we were the first Christmas gifts. They gave our sons and our daughters to other people. Go ahead, read.
And thy eyes shall look and fail with longing for them all day long.
African American. Now, what if I told you African American was two white men? Do you descend from two white men? Okay, when you call yourself African, the word African comes from Leo Scipius Africanus.
See, me,
okay.
I would consider myself Levi because I'm part Haitian.
Okay, is your mother or your father Haitian?
My mother's Haitian, my father isn't.
Okay, what is your father?
My father's black.
Okay, we're going to show you something. We're going to show you, give me Numbers 1 and 18. We're going to show you that you are what your father is. Okay, that in the Bible, it tells us whatever our father is, that's what we are. Okay, for example, if we have, it's the seed that matters. As a matter of fact, we're just going to bring the scripture out, then I'm going to break it down for you.
Numbers chapter 1, verse 18. And they assembled all the congregation together on the first day of the second month. And they declared their pedigrees.
You know what a pedigree is? They use the word pedigree for like dogs now. But pedigree is your lineage. It's your genealogy. It's where you come from. It's your bloodline. Okay? Go ahead.
After their families by the house of their fathers.
Listen up good, sister.
According to the number of the names from the 20 years old and upward.
Read that part again. They declared by the house of the father.
Declared their pedigrees after their families by the house of their fathers.
Sister, listen up.
Bring it out.
Okay, so they're saying that they declared their pedigree by the house of their fathers. Okay, so basically it's like this. If you were to have a baby with an Asian man, that baby would be Asian. Okay, you are what your father is. Okay, so since your father is a black man, okay, where do you find yourself on that sign? Judah. Okay, that's a special tribe. That's the head tribe. Okay, that's the tribe that Jesus Christ came out of. Do you know that Jesus Christ is a black man? You don't know that? We're going to read it for you out of the Bible.
No.
Give me Revelation 1 and 14.
From years and
okay.
From years and years, they've been reading us the Bible wrong.
That's right. That's right.
They been telling us that our Jesus is white.
Well, we're going to read it for you right today. Okay?
That's
Revelation chapter 1 and verse 14. Matter of fact, read Revelation 1 and 1.
Revelations chapter 1, verse 1.
Listen up, sister.
The revelation of Jesus Christ.
It says the revelation of Jesus Christ. The revealing of Jesus Christ. Go to chapter 14.
His head and his hairs were white like wool.
Okay, so it says the hair on his head and the hairs on his face were white and woolly. Who has really touched the hair on the earth today? Okay, you see that picture right there? Now we're not saying that's Christ, we're saying that's a depiction of him, okay, according to the Bible, okay? And then you got this picture over here. Where's the president? This picture over here. You compare these two pictures as we bring it out. Now it says the hair on his head and the hairs on his face were white like wool, white and woolly. Keep reading.
As white as snow.
Uh-huh.
In his eyes were as the flame of fire.
Okay, you see that's brown eyes, that's red eyes. Okay, now when you read in the book of Genesis 49 and 12, it's prophesied that he would drink wine, and his eyes would be red with wine. Okay, go keep reading.
And his feet like unto fine brass.
And his feet like unto fine brass. Do you know what kind of brass is? It's brown. Okay, brass is brown. Okay, go
As
keep
if they
reading.
burned in a furnace.
Now it says as if they burned in the furnace. So if you take that brass, which is already brown, and you burn it in the furnace, what color is it going to get?
Brown.
It's going to get dark brown. So Jesus Christ was a very dark brown man. Now, why do you think they would take the image of Jesus and change it into a white man? Okay? Go bring it out. Bring it out.
Daniel chapter 10, verse 5. Then I lifted up my eyes and looked, and behold, a certain man clothed in linen.
Okay, so we're reading a prophecy in the book of Daniel where Daniel is going to describe Jesus also. Okay, so this is the second account of what Jesus looked like in the Bible. Go ahead.
Whose loins was girdled with fine gold.
Okay.
Euphas. His body also was like the beryl.
It says his body was like the beryl, which means he had on a green garment. Okay.
In his face as the appearance of lightning.
Okay.
In his eyes as lamps of fire. In his arms and his feet.
His arms and his
like
feet.
in color.
Like in color.
To polished brass.
To polished brass. Okay. So they've taken a black man and made him into a white man. Okay, so that you don't identify your brothers and sisters as being the people of this book. Now, what we were reading was the book of Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter, where it was showing the curses that were brought on the children of Israel, okay, so they can identify themselves in the last days as being the children of the book. Now, we're going to go back because you weren't here, and we're going to bring it out again. So, give me Deuteronomy 28 and 15. Listen in for a second, sister. You got 5 minutes? You got 5 minutes? Okay, listen to this. All right, okay, good. All praises.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord, thy God.
So once again, this is Moses speaking to the children of Israel. Okay, in the wilderness, he's telling them, if you don't listen to what the Most High God is telling you, that what?
To observe, to do all his commandments and his statutes which I command thee this day.
That if you don't do all these commandments and these statutes which he's commanding them to do, that what?
That all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
That all these curses are going to come on our people and overtake them. Now, when you look at our people today and you look at our condition, we seem like a cursed people. It's because we are, but nobody's going to tell you that because they don't want you to know who you are. Okay? Give me verse 37. We're going to bring out some of the curses that are on our people to let us know who we are.
Chapter 28, verse 37. And thou shalt become an astonishment, a proverb and a byword among all nations, whether the Lord shall lead thee.
So it's saying that our people are going to become an astonishment, a proverb and a byword. And do you know what an astonishment is? Okay. And an astonishment is something that... Exactly. Astonishment is something that make you go, wow, look at this. What is this? Like, you see white people riding through the hood, and they see black men standing out on the corners. We got our ass hanging out, excuse my language. We got our butts hanging out, our pants sagging down. We got, and it's not to make any, I'm not trying to say anything negative about you because you're learning. But we have, look at our people, like, why we put all these colors in our hair now? Do you know that according to the Bible, like the blonde hair, do you know that it was considered a plague in the Bible to have blonde hair? Blonde means yellow. It says that if you got yellow thin hair in your head, that's a plague. So why are we doing that? Okay, and it says that we will become an astonishment. A proverb is something that's like a wise or a dark saying. Okay, like if you want to hide something from a black man, put it in the book. Or all black people like chicken and watermelon. Those are proverbs, okay, that unfortunately are true about our people. Okay, I do like chicken and watermelon. Okay, it says we're gonna become astonishment, a proverb, and a byword. Now, a byword is something that it's being called anything outside of your God-given name. Now, this young lady said she was an African American. Okay, but in the Bible, it says she's just learned that she's an Israelite from the tribe of Judah.
Right.
Okay, that's what they call us in the Bible. Okay, now the white man he's hidden your identity by changing all the names in the Bible. Like in the Bible, Japanese people are called Amen, but he changed their name to Japanese, so we can't figure out who these people are. Okay. Okay, all praise. Go ahead, keep reading. Give me 48 again.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 48. Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee, in hunger, and in thirst, and in nakedness, and in want of all things. And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck until he have destroyed thee.
So it's saying that we're going to have, when we're over here, we're going to have to serve our enemies for everything. Okay, for food, for clothing, for water, for shelter. We got to go to our enemies because we don't own nothing. Okay, in this country, black people only own 1/2 of 1% of the wealth in the entire country. But we've been here for 400 years building everything. Okay, let's get to the point though. We're gonna go down. These are the identifiers as the children of Israel. We're gonna get right to the point because I want to show you some other things real quick. Go to 68.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 68.
Now 1 second before we bring this out. How do we get? Hold on 1 second. How do we get over here? I'm gonna answer your question. Just hold your peace for 1 second. How do we? What mode of transportation did they use? Okay, now, do you know that that's prophesied in the Bible? We're going to read it for you. Give me verse 68.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again.
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again. Now, when we first came out of Egypt, how did we get out of Egypt? You know the story of Moses and Exodus?
He let the people out of the water through the Red Sea.
We walked. Okay, so why we need to go back into Egypt on ships? He's not talking about the land of Egypt. Okay, give me Exodus 20 and 2. Egypt is a word that's synonymous with something else. It has two meanings. Okay, we're going to show you what Egypt means. Go ahead, read.
Exodus chapter 20, verse 2. I am the Lord thy God, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage.
Out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage. What's another word for bondage? Slavery. Okay, now go back to 68.
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt.
And the Lord's going to bring us into slavery or bondage again. How?
Again with ships.
With ships. With ships. That's how we got over here. That's letting you know who you are according to this Bible. Keep reading, finish the verse.
By the way thereof I spoke unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again.
He's telling us we're not going to see our homeland at Jerusalem again. Okay, go ahead.
And there you shall be sold unto your enemies.
It says, and when you get over here and you come off of those ships, you're going to be sold to who?
To your enemies.
To your enemies, not your friends. Okay, friends don't put friends in slavery. It says, so when you got over here, you're going to be sold unto your enemies.
For bondman and bondwoman.
For bondmen and bondwomen. For slave men and slave women.
Come on.
And no man shall buy you.
And no man shall buy you, which means no man shall redeem you. Okay, Martin Luther King, he tried to redeem us. Okay, didn't work. Malcolm X, he tried to redeem us. That didn't work. Okay, we had a whole lot of people that tried to bring us out of our current condition. I mean, we got Obama's in office. Same thing still happening. Okay. Okay, so what we're going to show you now is it says that we went into slavery for breaking God's laws. Okay, but unless you know what God's laws are, you don't know you breaking them. So the first thing we're going to get is, and when you break God's law, that's sin. We're going to get that. Give me 1 John 3 and 4. We're going to show you what sin is according to the Bible, and then we're going to show you a few sins, a few laws.
1 John chapter 3, verse 4. Whosoever committeth sin transgresseth also the law.
It says, whoever commits sin transgresses or breaks God's laws. Go ahead, read.
For sin is the transgression of the law.
It says sin is the transgression of the law. So sin is the breaking of God's laws. So the only way that you sin is if you break one of God's laws. Okay? Now we're going to give you a law that you break in a day that you don't know, and we're going to bring it out. Give me Deuteronomy 22:5. This is so you can get right. This is so you can get right.
Deuteronomy chapter 22, verse 5. The woman shall not wear that which pertaineth unto a man, neither shall a man put on a woman's garment. For all that do so are an abomination unto the Lord thy God.
So it's saying that a man, okay. So what's a man's garment that a woman's not supposed to put on?
Boxers.
Well, let me ask you. Let's do it like this. What's a woman's garment that a man's not supposed to wear?
Panties.
Dresses. Dresses.
Have high heels, makeup, panties, bras.
Okay. When a man wears those things, it puts an effeminate spirit on him. It puts a womanly spirit on him. But what it's referring to as is pants. Women are not supposed to wear pants. Okay, when women wear pants, it puts a masculine spirit on them. Okay, and God does everything decently and in order. Matter of fact, give me 1 Corinthians 14:33. It's saying that God has a certain way he does things. Okay, we're going to bring it out. Bring that out.
1 Corinthians chapter 14, verse 40. Let all things be done decently and in order.
40 out? Okay. I'm on 33. But it's all good. Okay, it says, let all things be done decently and in order. Okay, which means God has a certain way that he wants everything done. Okay, he's very particular. Okay, give me 33.
1 Corinthians chapter 14, verse 33. For God is not the author of confusion.
Okay, and when we don't do things decently and in order, that's confusion. So it says God is not the author of confusion. So if you're doing things out of order, they're not according to God. Okay, now we're going to show you something. Give me 1 Corinthians 11 and 3. Okay, because there's an order that the Most High has set up of how everything runs. Okay, how the household is supposed to be run, how the church is supposed to be run. Okay, bring that out.
1 Corinthians chapter 11, verse 3. But I will have ye know that the head of every man is Christ.
So it's saying that the head of every man is Christ. Keep reading.
And the head of the woman is the man.
So it's saying the head of the woman is the man. Now they don't read this in the Christian church. Okay? Because it's out of order. Okay? This coming straight out the Bible. We didn't write this, we ain't making it up. King James Holy Bible. The same one you got at home.
The same one I have in my pocket.
There you go. Okay, keep reading.
And the head of Christ is God.
So it's saying that the head of the man is Christ, the head of the woman is the man, and the head of Christ is God. So there's an order set up. Okay? It's the Most High God, then Christ, then man, then woman, and then the children. Okay? Go ahead, finish it up. Okay, that was the end of that? Okay, so it's saying that there's an order to everything. Okay? It says we have to do things decently in order. God gave us the order. The Most High God, Christ, man, and then the children. Okay? Huh? Oh, and it also shows that they're not the same person. Okay, in the Christian church, they teach us that, it's the Godhead, it's the Trinity. Okay, that is 3 in 1. Okay? So do you have any questions for me?
Not right now at this moment. I just want to say that I heard there's a difference between hearing and listening.
Okay.
I just practiced both.
Give me John 10:27. Give me John 10:27. Okay? Well, that's good that you can hear. Okay, because Christ said something about the people that can hear. You ever notice that he would always say, he who has ears, let him understand, let him hear. Everybody has ears, but what he's talking about is understanding. Okay, go ahead and read that.
John chapter 10, verse 27. My sheep hear my voice, and I know them, and they follow me.
So Christ said his sheep hear his voice. So if your spirit is bearing witness with the words that's coming out of this Bible, that means that Christ is speaking to you. That means you can hear him. See these people walking past? Okay, they can hear Christ. Okay? That's why they keep walking. Okay? You can hear. That means this is your day.
Absolutely.
So what do you have to do? You got to get rid of them plans, number one. You got the flyer. We got free classes online every day.
It's what I'm going to do. I'm going to research. I'm going to see for myself.
Okay, bring that out. Matthew 18:5. Okay.
I also comprehend very well.
Okay. Matter of fact, give me before you get that, give me James 1:22. Okay, because it's something there's things that you have to do, and after that I'm gonna get Deuteronomy 10:12. This is, where were you at?
James chapter 1, verse 22. But be ye doers of the word, and not hearers only.
Repeat that.
Be ye doers of the word, and not ye hearers only.
Because you said you hear it, and it's a blessing that your ears are open and that you can understand what's coming out of this. But it says, be doers and not hearers only. Go ahead and finish that.
Deceiving your own selves.
Because when you hear the word of God, okay, and you don't do what it says to do, it says you're deceiving yourself. Okay, so be hearers of, not hearers only of the word, but doers of the word, not deceiving yourselves. So now we showed you that you're Israel, okay, and did you say your father was an African American?
No, that wasn't me, but I can tell you who my father is.
Okay.
He is African. He's from Lagos, Nigeria. That's who my dad is.
Okay, well there are Israelites, remnant in Africa. Okay, we did come off the west coast of Africa. We were there for a long time. Okay, we came out of Jerusalem in 70 AD. We were in Egypt for a while, then we went to the west coast of Africa. There, in the transatlantic slave trade, we were brought over here on cargo slave ships. But now that you know you're Israel, because you can hear these words, we're going to show you what's required of you. Go ahead, bring that out.
Deuteronomy chapter 10, verse 12. And now, Israel, what doeth the Lord thy God require of thee? But to fear the Lord thy God,
fear the Lord thy God,
to walk in all his ways,
walk in all his ways,
to love him,
and
to serve the Lord thy God with all thy heart and with all thy soul, to keep the commandments of the Lord and his statutes, which I command thee this day for thy good.
There it is. Okay, so it's saying that you can't just hear it. It says you got to fear the Lord thy God. You got to love him. Okay, how do we love God? Do you know how you love God? Okay, we're going to read it out the Bible. Give me 1 John 5 and 3. And we're going to read that out. Okay, good.
1 John chapter 5, verse 3.
Two verses. Two verses. 1 John 5, chapter 5, verse 3. Read.
For this is the love of God.
For this is the love of God. Straight out the word.
That we keep his commandments.
That we keep his commandments.
And his commandments are not grievous.
His commandments ain't hard to do. That's what grievous means. It means something hard. It says it's not grievous, which means it's not hard to do. Putting some fringes on your clothes, that's not hard to do because that's a commandment. Wearing a dress, that's not hard to do. It's a commandment. Okay, keeping the Sabbath. Today is God's holy Sabbath. Okay, the seventh day of the week. Okay, give me that in Exodus 20 and 8. Bring it out. In verse 8. Okay?
Exodus chapter 20 and verse 8. Remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy.
Remember the Sabbath day, the seventh day, okay, and keep it holy. Okay, do you know how we keep it? Matter of fact, we're going to finish this verse and then I'm going to give you one more. Go ahead.
6 days shalt thou labor and do all thy work. But the seventh day is the Sabbath of the Lord thy God. In it thou shalt shall not do any work. Thou, nor thy son, nor thy daughter, nor thy manservant, nor thy maidservant, nor thy cattle, nor thy stranger that is within thy gates.
So it's saying that on the seventh day, which is the Sabbath of the Lord, we're not supposed to do any servile work. We're not supposed to do any work. Now, we can come out here and teach because we're commanded to, okay? But we're not supposed to go to work today. Also, we're not supposed to buy and sell on the Sabbath, okay? And we're not supposed to cook on the Sabbath. So on the Sabbath, you might have sandwiches. You know what I mean? But I don't know if you remember in Israel when God was giving them the manna, they would gather up twice the day before the Sabbath, and then they would have enough for the following day. Okay, give me Exodus 35 and 3.
I will have to keep on teaching.
All right.
I must go. But listen.
Understand, sister. Well, you got some commandments.
Look,
just look on the website, Israelunite.org. Okay.
While I was catching it and hearing it in my spirit, I stopped, I read his shirt, I Googled it because I want to know who you are and what you're talking about.
All right.
I ain't even like the lady trying to be disrespectful, tell you how you go.
All right.
I was witnessing. I said, why are you bothering them? That's God. Listen, I hear you.
All praises.
Research.
All praises.
All praises.
Well, hopefully I'll see you. All right.
Shalom, Israel. I'm Elder Nathaniel of Israel United in Christ. You YouTube likes to shut our channels down, as some of you have noticed, ever so often. Subscribing to join IUIC will assure you will always stay connected to our YouTube accounts. We want to do our best to make sure this truth gets out. Please click and join our subscriber YouTube channel called Join IUIC to stay linked to all of our videos. So again, please make sure you subscribe to this Join IUIC channel to get your latest updates from all our YouTube channels. Shalom.